Ramsey, can you hear something now?
Yes, sir, I can hear you now.
Good.
I have to rejoin, yeah. Yeah.
I just want to be sure if you can hear me. Okay. All right. You're welcome. Mary, you want to have a try? Can you tell us any initiative you carried out before?
Okay. I'll introduce myself. Thank you for having me. My name is Mary, and I've been a data governance manager for about 5 years now. And I've worked in both greenfield and brownfield. And as we all know, data is valuable, data is expensive, and data is a valuable asset to every organization. The initiative I've carried out before in the past is previously where I've worked. I've actually helped organization in making sure that the data is consistent, is reliable, is accurate. I've made sure that the quality of data has integrity. I've supervised data profiling and assessment, examining the data. I've also carried out data standardization, making sure that there's a clear standard and there are rules and the structure. I've also helped in data validation exercise. I've implemented data validation exercise, making sure that data is accurate. I've assisted organizations in making sure that the data is actually cleansed. I've initiated the data cleansing strategy, whereby we remove duplicate entries from data. As a data governance manager, I've also assisted in different frameworks to ensure that data is monitored and making sure that the organization adhere to the policies and procedures. I've also carried out initiative with data quality metrics. I've developed and monitor KPIs, and I've assisted organizations in using data quality tools. I've established policies, processes, and procedures. I've also made sure that data is actually secured. The data is secured, preventing third parties or unauthorized people or organization accessing data. I've ensured that the GDPR law regarding data is adhered to by the organization. I've liaised with regulatory bodies and making sure that the company actually adhere to the rules and regulations of GDPR. I've helped in protecting sensitive data. That's all I can say for now.
Well, I think we should clap for you, to be quite honest. You have done what you have done excellently well. Okay. I tell you, you even went for too much anyway. You just, I want you to limit your words, but you have done well. And okay. Any other person? Another person, can you tell me any initiative you have carried out? Any initiative?
Hello, sir. Can I hear you again?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Good morning, Mr. John. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to be interviewed by your company. So when I joined the ABC organization as a data governance manager some 2-3 years ago, It was a financial services company, and the company faced a lot of challenges relating to data quality, data compliance, everything to do with data. So one of the first things I did was to identify inconsistent and inaccurate data across all the systems, which was leading to errors in reporting. And based on this, it was difficult for tracking and managing personal data. In fact, there was a lot of people on the system who were not meant to be there, people who had left the organization years ago, and they were still showing on the system. In fact, to be honest with you, I'll tell you a secret. I actually worked for the company as an agency staff some 5 years ago, and my name was still appearing on the system. I was unbelievable. And then also I noticed that we're not really sharing data across departments. So the HR department did not know what the IT department was doing. The IT department did not know what the training department was doing. So it was just efforts being duplicated across board, inefficiencies everywhere. So the first thing I did was to identify and engage with the key stakeholders, including the IT, compliance, data analysis, human resources, different business leaders across board. And then I established a council. I formed a council which comprised of representatives from each and every department. I mean, key people in those departments. So it didn't even have to be a manager, a data governance manager, or a manager of that department. It could just be an administrator or a steward, but someone who was actively involved with implementing, with getting the data and implementing it in that particular department. So as soon as I did that, I assigned them to different data domains. So I gave one customer data, I gave the other one financial data, I gave the other one responsibility for making sure addresses for each person was not duplicated, and then also security of the respective data was given, of course, to the IT department, as you very well know. Then I developed and documented policies, which included data classification, access controls, life cycle management, all sorts of policies, but something that would make the organization really tight. Then I also introduced some kind of data catalog. I don't know, do you people have data catalog in this organization? Oh, you don't? Okay, that's a very good initiative, which I'll be introducing as soon as I'm taken by the company. So that data catalog which I introduced was to make sure everybody were able to discover data within the organization, to make sure it was user-friendly, because one thing I noticed is that sometimes when things become too complicated, people just lose focus when they're trying to track something. But when you make it as easy as possible, even for the layman who doesn't even know anything about computers, because I must admit, we're all using computers, but not all of us know how to navigate across computers. So I made sure it was easy for them to find and use. Then I developed tools for tracking the data lineage, ensuring transparency across board about data origin. So when someone inputs the data in one department, we had to know why that data was inputted. And then I made sure that someone was cleansing all the data that were hitherto existing. Another person's responsibility was to make sure every person who had left the company in the last 5 years were completely taken off the system. But if it was someone who had the right skill set, they were left in an archive repository. Then I also implemented stricter access control, because I noticed that with the security of the system, they had a very lackadaisical kind of security system.
Yeah, right up.
Okay, they had a very lackadaisical kind of system when it came to implementing security. Their passwords, their passcodes were shambolic, if you may put it that way. So I said, this is one of the areas we're going to be having issues with, but it's something that the IT could deal with. And then, so based on all that, I made sure with the reduction in data duplication, data management, better management practices and all that, it made a better organization. And based on the outcome, the organization could now track the effectiveness of its data governance efforts and make informed decisions on various areas which needed improving. And I must tell you, within a year, the company saw an improvement of 30% reduction in data-related errors. It was so good that I had hitherto been employed on a salary of £80,000 per annum. Right now, I don't want to, because of course, you know, I really don't want to say anything about salary at this stage, but I tell you, they increased my salary from £80,000 to £110,000. So I'm hoping, very much hoping against all hope, that you're going to increase it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Has anybody got anything to say about this presentation?
Sorry, madam, what is data catalog?
It's
You know,
It's a catalog, as the word catalog means. When you get a catalog,
okay.
It's got everything in there, the history of various people. It's got archiving system, all sorts of things in that catalog.
Okay.
So once you pick it up, once you get that catalog, so I would say it's like in the construction industry or in the planning organization where we work. Data catalog could be a repository or something of various projects within the company, and within those projects you have various people, you have various skill sets and all that. So it's a catalog like that. Thank you.
Thank you, ma. Thank you for the knowledge. I've actually recorded your interview, so I'm gonna listen to it.
We are already on record here, so if you want the link, I will send it to you.
Okay,
thank you. Mary, you're gonna pay me for that.
I don't worry. You know you are my mentor.
To be quite honest, Mary,
walking in your shoes.
Mary too, to be quite honest, Mary, you did very, very well. I can tell you, let me tell you something. You made yourself, you were able to articulate that you have worked with both field, okay? And you were able to bring what, you know, kind of the various activities you have carried out, initiative you have carried out. You should be very proud of yourself. But that being said, there's always every opportunity to learn. Even when if we spoke now, I learned something from her. If you don't know, that's why the fact that you know, she actually spent much time in articulating her, you know, her initiative she carried out. She brought so much things in. It's like the data governance or encompassing. She brought in, and asking a question. I don't know if you have this, but in any case, I will bring a robust one, a customized one, so that people can, so that it can be user friendly among those who will be using it. That is really, 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 really good, really good. In fact, if I think you are actually better than me in this articulation, which is really good.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm bringing everyone. If you can talk like this, they will not ask you more questions anymore. They'll say, "When are you starting?" That's everyone here. Please don't mind if I want to be very frank. If he's having two jobs, to be quite honest, maybe know what I'm talking about now.
Yes, I know.
They are big figures, so it's not like she have. So about Emmanuel, we go. 8 people, 8 companies will be looking for. So everyone here need to know how to articulate, you know, what you have learned. That's what matters. That's what matters. I can even close now. If anyone can keep on saying what you have learned and articulate it very, very well, people will find it difficult to actually ask questions. Because what are they going to ask you when you have finished everything? Okay, this is something we must all do. Can anybody here have a go? Any other person have a go here? Everybody will have a go anyway. So that at the end of the day, it's good for someone to have a go. We all learning. If maybe if you want to start all over again, you can, because that is the essence of being here. I want new people to learn that this is what they will be doing. Okay, and then if you want to learn how to have a go, I will send you the procedure for this presentation. Do you all want it again?
Yes.
I will send it to you. Then you practice it, because next time when you come, you're gonna
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So I will send it to you, and you have to learn how to do it. Okay?
Yeah.
How to
Yeah.
learn how to do it. Because with that alone, anyone who is looking for, okay, if he has said something now, it's recorded already. I will give you a link today, because we have our YouTube TV channel. I will send you the link. You go through it. We don't need to spend much time today, to be quite honest. People here, except Ramsey and Pollard, they are very good in this. We'll go through it, and every day you go through this and you do it by yourself. You speak to your friend, you speak to your own wife or your son or your daughter, how to articulate within 3 minutes. So just follow the star procedure, okay, situation, and then you talk about, until you finish everything, then the result of it is very important. So you can say in my previous role, though it's a green feed, although it's a brown feed, okay, it's easy to talk about brown feed anyway. So though it's a brown feed, or you can say one in a previous role, in my present role. So very important. In my previous role, I led a data governance initiative, focusing on improving data quality in CRM platform, which of course, customer relationship management. Okay. And through the data analysis, I was able to, I was able to find the root cause of data inconsistency and duplication or redundancy. And, I work closely with a cross-functional department, which is also a stakeholder, to what? To establish data quality rules and implement data validations and checks of various stages during caused by data entry and even processing as well. As a result, errors were reduced by 30%
Tomorrow.
within 6 months. Well, when you talk about 6 months, it's just more the roadmap anyway. 6 months, okay? And improve customer insight, which is understanding, and more accurate reporting for strategic decision making by the enterprise or my organization. So simple. And you have said that is initiative. Yeah, initiative, very short. And they say, wow, you've done that. Yeah. Then they ask them the question. So it's a simple thing. Okay? Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So probably let me just have another share, or anybody who wants to have a go again here before I do share. Does anyone want to have a go here? Okay, I'm going to ask the question in different form. Does anyone here does not want to have a go? Is anyone here that does not want to have a go?
I would just like to say something that sometimes it might not even be, so you can ask what kind of data governance initiative that has been carried out. You could use a job which you're currently doing, which might not be data related, but we all carry out initiatives in our jobs every single day.
Absolutely.
Say, for example, you go somewhere where things are not working, you can't even find, say, the file. You devise a way on which people can get files faster. So you relabel all the files, saying that we'll put project management on this side, we'll put safety, health and safety on this side, we'll put data governance on that side. So you can just say, this is an initiative which I carried. And based on that, every information which is required in a company now has been stored properly. That's an initiative which we'll carry out in our companies all the time. Even on our system, we have computers. A lot of times, sometimes you start a job, you have to file them correctly. You put this in that folder, you put that in that folder, you put that in that folder. That's an initiative. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So, I want us to understand that initiative is not something that you just get up and say what you do not know. I want us to understand that it's something that you ought to always articulate using the right word at a time. If you're talking about data quality initiative, you're talking about integrity of data. So what was the problem? What was the root cause of the problem? How did you solve the problem? Why do you have to solve it using that method? And what has been, who are the people that you collaborated with? When you talk about collaboration, talking about communication, you must work as a team. What are the intricacies you made during the resolution of those difficulties or issues that you log in or you saw the root cause? And how did you overcome those challenges? And then what was the result? For how long the result came out, and what will be the aftermath of the result, the value you have created, and what the company or most people have bought into the stakeholder, and about how did they buy into it. And then, of course, talk about how if it's promoted. So you must talk about these things at all time anyway. So that being said, yeah, the star. So if Barrister said the star, okay? I want everyone who needs the initiative, everyone here, Ramsey, I know you're new, Paula, you're new, because I'm going to start the cohort strongly next week. But it's important you get this in a course properly. Everyone here that is here, if you need how to get this initiative across, let me know. If just indicate with your hands here, or just indicate right here, so I will know you, and then I'll send the procedure for you to carry out the initiative. Is that okay, everyone?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Who are the people who really need it?
I need you, sir.
Okay, you, Paul, yeah.
Ramsey, sir.
Ramsey, okay. Next time you come in here, you're going to be speaking how to do it.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, and once you can get it consistently, every other thing that will be, talking about will be so easy for you. Okay, let me do a quick sharing of something. And let me first open it, then that will also help you. Okay.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Who is speaking?
Ego.
Okay, Ego, is he from abroad or from here? Depends on the abroad.
No, from London, yeah, no.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. Where is Anthony?
Anthony is logging now.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
All right. Now I'm going to share something quickly so that we'll go through. This is a kind of initiative that you might have to also put together. Can you see what I'm sharing?
Yes.
Good. What can you see here?
Okay.
Data
Sorry.
quality practice assessment and project planning tool.
Good. project planning tool. Okay, so you see, as a data governance, you can enter planning. You plan a whole data for the company. And that is big. That's why you are highly paid. Okay, that's how you are highly paid. Now, this is data quality practice assessment and project planning too. So look at the word assessment. Assessment. That means if you are employed in a greenfield or even brownfield, in this case is more like a brownfield. Okay. And now, what will you do first? What will you do? You have to carry an assessment. Immediately, you have access to wherever you want to have access to the carry an assessment. Even in your interview, they're going to ask you, do you have any question? What question will you ask? What question do you think you will ask? If in an interview, and they say, oh, all right, do you have any question? What question do you think you will ask?
So I think I'm going to ask them if the organization is, should I say, is on the green field or brown field, because I want to know the category they fall on, or they fall into rather.
Why do you need to ask that question then? Because
I want to know, number one, so that when we are negotiating the pay, which is very important.
Maybe I just love you to say that. Yeah, because because in most cases they will not be so clear. They will not tell you something. Okay, so just let them know. So is it a brown field or green field? And sometimes those who are interviewing don't even know the field.
So I'll have to now explain to them what brown field is, what green field is.
Yeah, so if I can ask you, what do you mean? He said, I just want to know if your program is a brown field or green field. He said, what do you mean? Then you explain it. So can you explain to me, please? Yeah.
So basically, a brown field is a field or is a program where they have the governance, the data governance program in place, but they are having challenges. So basically, I'll be the one to help them develop it. And the green field is a field whereby they have everything in place. They just want to,
Green field is what?
Everything is green.
Everything is green. That means there's nothing there.
There's nothing there, yes.
Okay, so they are employing you to put something there.
Yeah.
So in that case, you will be creating instead of developing. Okay, that's good. So which one was supposed to attract more salary?
The green field.
Green field.
Green field, okay. All right. So now, right from the day one in that interview, you ask that question, you have already assessed where you're going, the field you're going. Is that correct?
Yes.
Another better way to ask that question is you can say, what is your capability? What's your human capacity in this program? So not everybody will understand your language. Human capacity, there are difference between human capacity and human capital and human resources. So if you talk about human capital, which is human capacity, you're trying to let them know the resources who has to create more value in terms of knowledge, skills, and even having the same belief, ethical belief with the company. Okay, they're coming with experience and knowledge. Okay, including physical, mental, and physical, mental health as well. So, if your hand is up.
Yeah, so I have a question to ask.
Okay,
as a new starter,
as
somebody coming into the industry, like with no experience, I can say little or no experience, what field would you advise us?
Well, from this training, you can enter any field because we are training people in-depthly. We're training people. In fact, I don't think anybody passing through this training with whole heart will not be happy to take any training, to take any job. And even if you have taken any job, we're here to help you. You see, these documents here can help you in every way, whether field, brown or green field. The document you see here. So I will always advise you to take all the job. In fact, go for challenge. The more challenge you have, the more money you have. You don't go for money, go for challenges. So if your hands up.
Okay, yeah. Like what you told Mary, I would say it doesn't matter what the job is. I think as long as you're able to prove yourself at interviews, not necessarily prove, because normally you would, there's some questions that they would ask, you probably cannot even answer it, but your ability to, I think what a lot of interviewers look at is your ability to being able to communicate, being able to present, even if what you're saying is not really what they want the answer for, but they get impressed by, someone who comes across as being confident. But one of the questions which is like similar to what Mary has asked is, what are the key priorities or projects for this position, for this particular position I'm applying for in the first 6 to 12 months? I'm assuring you, even the interviewer, because a lot of times it's not the person who you are reporting to that might be the one interviewing you. They will get thrown by that question.
Yeah.
They will start floundering. They will say, okay, we'll have to get back to the line manager. Blah, 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 So they get thrown
most
by
of them that I interviewed you.
Yeah. Or you could also ask, what are the biggest challenges that has been faced by someone in this same position before? That question throws them too.
Of course, they won't not be able to say, because even if they have it, they won't say because they have represented the company in a way. So one of the things is that when you're talking about capacity, they are already in problem. They say, oh, okay, we have some staff, we have some stewards around here, but at least we want someone who is going to be so strong in governing the data, in creating policies or developing policies and principles and procedure to make sure things are done. They're just going to tell you, they are reading from script, but you know what you're talking about. You know that, you know the job, because you can't finish this training and not knowing the job. You can't finish this training and not knowing the job. Very well. If you can do 3 to 4 minutes how to articulate you yourself, that in fact that alone will throw them off balance. They say this person is good at sound. Okay. When agency and jobs, when they say they need somebody, I say, okay, do you have somebody? I say, okay, on what field do you need the person for? Is it brown field? They don't even know that. So we'll get back to you. The client hasn't got back to us which field. They don't know. So there are some things you can put the interview at up balance. And by the time you finish, they say, I think we need someone like you. Only 2% of this job all over the world has been filled. They need people with expertise. They need people who can confidently say a word or two. Now going through this is one of the initiatives anyway, in most cases. First of all, in a roadmap, where those who are just coming in for the first time, you're going to pass through a process before getting to this place. But there are some people who already need to know this thing, so take advantage of knowing this. So when you are employed, and you know it's a brown, in this case, it's like a brown field. Now, a roadmap is always 30 to 30, 60, and what? And
90.
90.
Okay, so 30 is more or less is having an access and career assessment of what your enterprise is. Okay, and 60 is when you're establishing, and then 90 you developing. That's developing to maturity. It's always ongoing anyway. So where is that noise coming from? Because I'm sharing it. Let me try to know where it's coming from. Okay. Now, that being said, I want us to understand what it is. It's like data quality practice. This is practice assessment. So you're going to be carrying an assessment. That is why those questions are very, very important. While they're interviewing, you're already assessing the company, their current position, whether it's brownfield or greenfield. So they're going to tell you, even if in brownfield they have human capital, but they need to strengthen it. or maybe they have this, they have a system that is scalable, or they are migrating. So they need an experienced someone who will be able to come and develop their policies and every other part of the program either by setting up standards and criteria and KPI that if they are robust enough to accommodate the complexity of data they are handling in terms of migration or scalability. So that's why they are employing you. So when you begin to articulate yourself strong and sound, they know who you really are. Then you cannot negotiate price. And you know what? I just want to take a minimum of £120,000 a year. So that's what I can. So they know that you are there for something. So when you come here, okay, because the essence of it is to build data quality program. That's what they call you. And to build it, you have to carry out an assessment. And then you have to have a program planning the project. So to ensure that you meet up with your data quality program. So on that basis, you have to set standards. You have to also have criteria. So your first task is to carry out assessment, which is the assessment is the current capabilities, which of course that is the question I asked the other time. What is the current capability of this program? How many people involved? What is the current situation? You have to get it current. And then after having that assessment, you have to have a target. Because this target depends on when you're going to be having a discussion with stakeholdership executives with respect to your target, because you know targets are being met when you have the capable people who are in charge of various aspects of the targets themselves. So then you now say, okay, you know what, I need a number of data analysts, I need a number of stewards, and I need a number of validation officers, I need including I need the head of data. So you should be talking about how your capacity is and capability to carry out to move your current situation to a targeted, situation. On that basis, from the assessment you have carried out, for you to have an assessment carried out to data quality maturity, which of course is where you have to optimize, reducing costs and maximizing profit. Okay. Now, when you set a criteria of saying, okay, well, number one is AVOC as the beginning. If the current assessment saying this thing has not taken place, that means it has not started, or maybe just one. Then two, okay, it has started, but it's developing. At what stage is it? So, and then three, in terms of representation, is defined, it's well defined. It's well defined. And then four is managing and also measurable, because anything you cannot measure, you cannot control. So, and that is very important. That is why when people are drinking, they can't measure their alcoholic going in, they can't control it. So because they can't measure, the alcohol not control them. Okay? So it goes viral. So anyway, 5 is optimized. So having got this, you have already identified scores and whatever this, you now have to carry out the roadmap. Okay? And this is the criteria you have set for your assessment. Now, let's talk about the components you want to assess. Please don't play with this. It is never a joke. For the next 20 minutes before we close, I want us to understand this. This is the core of it. In fact, Mary, if only Mary can see this alone, I'm okay. Who else want to see it?
Me, sir. Ramsey.
Thank you, Ramsey. Ramsey,
Me, sir. Me, sir. Paul.
I don't know, you guys, and because I haven't read it, but if you can get this thing, every other thing that I've been taught goes in here. So then you want to assess, they have employed you. You want to assess whether greenfield or brownfield. How will you assess? What are the components you want to assess? This is an assignment, and it's supposed to be an assignment. But there are some people, the tutors we have here, they have carried out this assignment anyway. And they were able to come back to me. I cannot see, yeah, they are good to go. And when they find themselves in that field, they are selling. People are already looking for them. So now, the same criteria already here. So you want to look at the components now with respect to their performance to produce data quality, which of course integrity, whether they have the capability or competency to meet up this criteria for them to perform, because you're going to measure their performance, your performance of the program based on the criteria set. That's the KPI. We talk about components of data governance. We talk about people. We talk about, Paul, can you remind me? We talk about people. We talk about strategy, process, standard,
policies.
No, did you talk about quality?
Policies.
Sorry?
Policies
in the data governance. Yeah, policy, yes, that's good. Then we talk about visualization. Or socialization, communication, and what? Metrics. Okay. All right. Then after that, technology. Okay. So now you're going to assess those things because these are the performance. If they don't follow them properly, you do an evaluation and see where you have deviated from the set standard. Okay, which is very, very good. And that occur when the management practice does not meet with best practice. So the differential that occur is SOP, standard operating procedure, which has gone wrong. Okay. Now, so you want to measure now. Meeting business needs. So if the program does not meet business needs, then you know what to put. If it does, then at what level? Don't forget we set 5 as the optimization.
Yeah.
So now if we say data quality vision, has it got vision for data quality? Because that's why you talk about initiative. Where if it was talking about the initiative carry out. I just gave a few initiatives that someone will carry out. Okay. So does it mean the vision is it fully aligned to corporate vision? I mean, with the business has got vision, it has got goals, it has got aim and objectives. Don't put data governance activities in IT, because in IT department, that question always comes, please have to be very careful in interview. So what will you place data governance? Yeah, the people will say, if you say in IT department, no, just say it's business department, it's a business. So you tie in with the corporate objective aims and the corporate goals and objectives of the organization. So now what the organization really want is that data to have integrity. They pride themselves on holding your information of our client, and so they can always come out with whatever they pride themselves in. But the important is did they meet up with that obligation? Because every stakeholder really want to be interested in how people handle people's data, because they don't want to find themselves in a situation of risk and not compliance issue that may affect the image, not only image, the shares of the organization, which people can decide to lose shares. Okay, or litigation that will come. So on that basis, they must tie in any data governance matter with the vision. The vision is to make sure they pride themselves on high level of integrity, creating value for any stakeholder to buy into. Now, that being said, the question that data quality vision, is it aligned? Is it fully, see the language right now, is it fully aligned with the corporate vision, mission, or strategy? What do you have there? Hello?
I have a question.
Do.
I want you to explain the initial ad hoc.
It's initial means the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah. Initial means the beginning. That's what I mean. Nothing has been done.
Okay.
You're just starting.
Okay.
If I have my way, I'll make it from 0 to 4. But I just start from 1 to this. That's why they are well defined here.
Okay.
So, what do you have here?
2.
2. And what does 2 says?
Developing.
Developing. You are the one who need to settle this. But don't worry. If you are employed, come to me. I'll give you any documents that will help you. You know, even if you present this before an organization, they say, "Wow."
So, sir, can we use this? Like, can we talk about this during?
I'm the one. I can give it to you to carry any assessment, whether brown or greenfield. That's what we're here.
So, can we talk about this during an interview?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. That the reason why we are saying it now. I'm not actually supposed to be teaching right now because people need to be mature to this assignment. But because we are try to bring out initiative, that's why we're bringing this in now.
Meaning that we can say, okay, we carried out a data quality capability.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Competence.
Thank you. Thank you.
Using capability maturity model integration.
Thank you. Even if
Yes.
you're doing an interview, you can put in a corner here, you talk about it, and then you're facing the person in a corner and you talk about it. Actually, I carry out this thing in order to assure you, first of all, I have to look at the capabilities and the competency of people who are involved in the data quality program, in the initiative program. However, this is what I did, this is what I did. Because when I carry out the current state of the situation, I discovered after from my criteria of 1 to 5, 1 being an outlook, 5 being not in my, I discovered that the data quality vision was not fully aligned to corporate vision or strategies of the company. So what the current state was 2, which means that what is developing.
Developing.
So what did I do? I set a target from 1 year to be under 1 year, it has to be 4. Okay? And because there's a gap, the gap that was existing within that state, then you now say, okay, what did you do? Only 1. You can't even speak of only 1 or 2. Okay. That's it. If you don't speak about this, you can go to the next one, the governance aspect of it. The data governance program coordinate data quality activity across the enterprise and is across all functional departments. IT, accounting, maintenance, human resources, that's what this one means. Where is the network? The current state is the network. So your target is 2. How did you do that? You carry out a lot of what? Training, workshop, having a meeting. You know, these are the things you can even carry only one thing. You can be from the data governance aspect of it. What does that really mean? When you talk about data governance, talk about policies. I talk about processes. Who are the people involved? Data owners and stewards.
Stewards.
The head of each department, you made a data governance and people who are responsible to be taking care of the data within their domain. If it was talking about, you have to create more domain for different departments within the companies and the people in charge. She articulated almost everything in data governance, even beyond. It's like she's supposed to be emeritus to be interviewing people, because what she came out with was, I don't think I can easily do that because I don't speak more. She is very good bringing examples. I'm not being funny, that's just the truth. So when someone speaks, because you know this so much that you're teaching this and somebody can articulate it without even looking at anything, just flowing in. That is good. And that's why I want to say everyone to do. Everyone to do. And if you move from data governance, look at policies, procedure, and standards. You can talk about only standard. What happened? Okay, formal data quality principles are in place or actively referred to. Yes or no? This is one. No, it's the beginning. What about the data quality policy standards and guidance? Are they in place and understood through the whole company? Is developing. So what did you do? What was your target? If your target is like 3 or maybe 4 or whatever. So what did you do? Did you meet your target? Yeah. How? You work on it. You develop policies, and not only develop policies, you create workshop and awareness teachings and training to make sure every stakeholders within the enterprise understand and thoroughly see. After that, how do you monitor it? How do you check it? About validating them, how do you check it? Okay, you're always having two weeks or a month a meeting with people to have audit. You see what I'm talking about? You're talking like a professional because you really want that target to be met. Okay? So anyway, I know all of you right now here, you're just thinking, how can I have this document across because of the, I know the person is asking, say, can I have this document? I know the person is thinking that mind. See, when you have carried out this, you're already giving score. This is where you visualize it. This is where you visualize what you have put together. What that means is that current situation, okay?
Yeah.
And then what happened? Target.
Target.
And what happened? 3 years target.
Yeah.
Okay? So this is what you do in all these components, meeting business need, governance, policy and procedures, rules and organization and structure, and then we're talking about oversight or communication. This is very important, okay? Data quality or different data types, okay? Across the department, across the departmental, functional department, and then data handling and remedial competency. So we have current, which is red, first year target, and second year target. Now, when you, after visualizing, this is where any business business analyst or chief executive will look at, looks okay, this program looks okay, all right? And then how will you ensure your target? This is where the roadmap is right now. So you look at every aspect, all these components you have there. These are your roadmap. That's okay, since this thing is 1 or 2, depending on the importance and priority you want to set. So you have to pick days in order to achieve your target. You have to pick days. This is February 1st, 2021. And by June 2020, how many months? From February 1st to June 1st. How many months?
That's about 4 months. 4 months.
About 4 months. Okay.
Yeah.
I attend the evening school, so I wouldn't know. How many months, everyone?
4 months.
4 months.
To achieve this one. So you now start date, end date, duration in dates, assigned to who? Paul. They're assigned to Paul.
Yeah.
Who is data governance, who is in charge of so, depending on the stewards, okay? All right, is somebody still there?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Good. Then we talk about the governance side, talk about policy side, depends on the threshold of the current situation and what your target is. Then you now say, okay, this thing is tough. I need to spend more time, 156 days. You're already planning. This is planning. Okay? And then you prioritize business units. It's how you prioritize it. You see, if this is going to be for sales, for marketing, finance, and shipping, or whatever, what are the needs? The impact of revenue is low. So if the impact of revenue is low, then you go for the high one. The high one has to have a very short, tight plan, very short time to resolve, because the issue log is a rating is very high, or medium or low. You go for the high one to make sure it's resolved very fast, because it will have impact on revenue. And if it's not done, there will be lots of productivity. I read there's lots of productivity because it's not done, they will lose highly. It depends on what you prioritize here. Okay? So now engineering side, maintenance side, and even sales and production and products. So whatever you prioritize here will determine how the impact of revenue will be. Okay. Then, and these are as matter of data, because if the data are not right, they're going to have a problem here. So that's where priorities in business data is, because in this place, from what you visualize as a data governance by the use of maybe your visualization officer or data analyst, okay? The business unit, the business analyst will pick it up and say, oh, what's the impact of all this? You know, because they have a domain to which they have to take their decisions. Okay, so now you have to have business impact. This is business value of data, and then we also have business impact of it. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Good. Now, yeah, so, right, and then you go to data quality roadmap. This is where you have to visualize, this is where the plan is, okay? You have to have a plan. From when to when? You have to draw the plan from when to when. It's very important you get it done. For how long? 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. You have to get things done. Is that okay, everyone? Hello, is that okay, everyone?
Yes.
Good.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, don't forget this thing is an assignment that will come to you. There's another assignment that some people have not done. That is really very important before, this is a very high one. So I only brought this in out because you're trying to bring out an initiative.
Initiative, yeah.
It's very, very important. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I know some people wants to get when that time come, unless you want me to give you the assignment on time. And
Yes.
is that yes? Is a yes for
Giving it some time.
giving it on time? Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. So it's a giving it on time. Some people want to give it on time and take it quickly. All right. Okay. And what I will do, I will send that which you requested to you on time. Hello?
Yeah.
I will send that you requested to you on time.
Yes.
So
Thank
that
you.
So that you can have opportunity to know how to present data quality. Is that okay, everyone?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So any question today? Any question today?
So your YouTube handle, sir. Your YouTube name.
That is Robosaka TV.
Okay.
One word.
All right.
If I
Thank
send the link to you, you'll be able to
Okay.
easily go there. Robosaka TV is our yours. Can you see this now? This is data quality initiatives. This is very important. If it was speaking the other time, she talked about the data quality initiatives the organization may undertake to improve the data quality of their data sets. You do profiling. When we're going to talk about data quality, you will understand that. You know what I'm saying? You say you did data cleansing. I was speaking with my co-worker we are trying to develop something. Have a trademark on it. Oh, when you're talking about it, and I told him about, how to cleanse data and whatever. I said, we're looking for that long time. And I said, okay, don't worry, we'll see that. Even this morning he sent text to me. And he didn't understand what is called Power BI when I was speaking. And he's a researcher. He wants to really know how to make some research. I said, well, you can still have a line of regression be put together by the time you use Power BI and to that. So he was so what? We are so used to handling very high complex data analysis. That's why I use SPSS in a way. Or you can have a line of regression, linear type of it using Power BI. So if you cleanse your data, and they are very, very useful, maybe especially when you enrich it with other demographics. If you are someone who is in business and looking for a segmented, targeted, claims, then you will know what to do with your data as well, or how to enrich it. Okay. Some of you have got this already sent to you. I have given you this literature. So Ramsey, don't just relax. You will have everything that you really need.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
And because we have not really started your class, read data, your class properly. But I'm only reminding those who, some of you here are going for interview, and get this thing clear. So, all right. I'll close it for today. And I'm going to, by next time we're meeting, people should be able to articulate. Everyone has to. There's no shame there. Everyone has to learn how to articulate what they have learned, or say yourself within 3 to 4 minutes about what you have learned, and all facing an interviewer. Okay, is that okay? I will send that to me. Everyone who is, especially those who I don't have their email, send it to me. I will send it to you. How you can do that together. Is that okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. God bless
Yes,
you.
sir.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Invite those who you want them to be around by next